I have been watching YouTube for about as long as I can remember. If I think really far back, I believe it was the first social media platform that my parents actually let me download. Before Instagram, before Snapchat, I had YouTube. I remember having it and watching it on my old Navi tablet. I don't know if any of you remember what that is or if I'm saying that name right. I just have like a brief memory in my head of watching YouTube on this like red tablet, or this tablet with this big red case. And so I've been watching YouTube for about my whole life. Like I've watched YouTube develop from back when I started watching it, probably in like 2011 or 2012, whatever year it was, into what it is today. Some of the first YouTubers that I remember watching as a kid, I was very into Minecraft, so obviously popular MMOs and DanTDM. But another game that I really liked was Five Nights at Freddy's. So obviously, and judging by the title, you can assume where I'm going with this. Markiplier had a huge impact on my childhood. Was his content suitable for children? Probably not. Did I know I probably shouldn't have been watching it? Probably. But I did it anyways because it was hilarious, it was funny, and he was real. So why is it that I think he's the best YouTuber of all time, or even I'd even say he's the best content creator of all time? One, obviously I like his content. His content's good, don't get me wrong. I'm big into Let's Plays, that's just a personal preference, so I might find that kind of content more entertaining than someone else. But honestly, the main reason that I think he's the best content creator of all time is he's always stayed true to what it is that he wants to do. If he wanted to do vlogs, he was going to do vlogs. If he wanted to do gaming content, he was going to do gaming content. And now he wants to make a movie, so he's making a movie. It's like, that's what I've loved about following him throughout his content creation journey, is that he's always done what he's wanted to do, and he's never really sold out as far as I know. And there's even been multiple instances where he's shown his integrity. For example, like the honey scam situation, he literally just had a bad feeling that there was something wrong with his company, didn't do any deals with them, didn't do any partnerships, and it turns out there was all this bad stuff going on behind the scenes with them. So many YouTubers, it feels like, especially ones from my childhood, you know, I get older, I think about them for a second, and usually they do something bad, right? Criminally, usually talking to minors, domestic abuse, stuff along those lines. And you know, it's really sad to see that kind of thing happen, especially with people who you looked up to as a kid. Popular MMOs didn't really necessarily do anything illegal. I think he had some domestic assault allegations against him, but I'm pretty sure they got dropped. But he fell into alcoholism really, really bad, and that was really tough to see. I remember like a year ago when nobody knew what was going on with him, I was really like worried for him, because I was like, man, that was who I looked up to as a kid. That was one of those guys who was like, damn, I want to be like that guy. And he could be dead right now. Like, he's not uploading, he's not saying anything. Obviously now he's uploaded a couple of videos, talked about what he's been struggling with and what he'd been going through, and I think he's doing fine now. But still, that is one of the things where it's like, you look at Markiplier, he's been very present online throughout his whole content creation career. He's had a couple of minor breaks in there, but always with like tremendous clarity on like what it is he was doing. He's taken breaks in these last couple of years because he's been working on Iron Lung. He's always said that. But even with all of that going on, even with him working on his own film, he still made time to reach out to his audience, let them know what was going on, and even like put some videos together, you know, upload some stuff. He's just genuinely one of the more sincere content creators it feels like you see, and it feels like he doesn't have those controversies that other creators have. Not a single like accusation of like domestic abuse, not a single accusation of him doing anything weird with his fans. It's just like, you almost don't have to worry about the guy. The only scandal that I've seen is people claiming that he faked his Five Nights at Freddy's 2 2020 mode run or whatever it was. And it's like, dude, if that is the worst thing he's done, that he cheated like a game mode or like lied about completing it, dude, that is perfectly fine. Like, if that is the worst of what you've done, I could totally look past it. It's like, yeah, that kind of sucks because, you know, I thought you actually did that and that's cool. But if that is the worst of what he's done, what a phenomenal content creator. I mean, are we being real right now? You look at so many of these guys, right? So many of these older YouTubers, especially Minecraft YouTubers. I don't know what the fuck it is with Minecraft YouTubers, but they almost always diddle kids. I don't know why that's what they do, but it's just what happens. So it's so amazing to see this YouTuber who I've watched my entire childhood actually grow up into like a normal, respectful adult who's doing good things too. And now the next point I wanted to make is what he does with his money. So many YouTubers either just like do stupid shit with their money, waste it, do whatever. Markiplier like openly admits that he has more money than he would ever need, and so he does good things with it. This man constantly does charity streams, donates large amounts of money to charity, and generally lives a type of philanthropist lifestyle. Another point I wanted to make, comparing him to some of these other content creators, he really hasn't turned into this newer kind of corporate style YouTuber, which I really appreciate. His videos that he does upload still have that kind of homemade feel to him. I know he has his main editor, Lixian, so he's not editing all of his content on his own, but they still have that feel to them. It's just him, his microphone, usually a game, and he just talks. He goes through his gameplays, talks about what he wants to talk about. If he has other stuff that he wants to do, same with his streams. If he does a stream, he'll talk about random stuff, interact with the chat. He feels so down to earth for somebody who's so on top of like the YouTube world. Whereas you look at other guys, like if you look at MrBeast, I really liked MrBeast's earlier videos because they felt so like homemade. Yeah, it was like crazy shit, like, oh, last to take their hand off the Lamborghini wins it or whatever. But you watch the style of it and it feels so homemade. The style, the editing, all of it. It's like, man, this, like, you can tell these are just dudes. But you watch his newer videos, you look at the thumbnails and they're airbrushed to shit, and like the style feels so like professional and like TV, and like that's fine, right? Like I get it. You want to keep upgrading and biggering your company, and that's fine, and that's a type of content that's going to appeal to a larger demographic, and if he wants to keep expanding like this, and if that's what he wants to keep doing, that's perfectly fine, because I'm sure he's done good things with his money. I know you look at some of his videos where he'll like donate large amounts of food and stuff like that. It's like, that's all fine and good, but the thing is, at the end of the day, he hasn't really like stayed in that realm of what I would call like a YouTuber. As when I want to watch YouTube content, I usually want to watch something homemade or something that feels a little more down to earth and real, and that feels more like reality television. You know what I mean? It's like they call it real, but it's not really, like, it feels exaggerated to an extent. Another thing I want to bring up too is I feel like you just never see Mark being too rude. You'll have certain streamers and certain YouTubers, and you just know they interact with their fans in certain ways that really isn't desirable. I have Ninja in the thumbnail. I'm actually a pretty big Ninja fan. I like the guy. I like that he speaks his mind. But, you know, there's been a couple of instances with him being a little bit rude to his fans and just generally not being, like, the nicest guy sometimes in public. And, like, that's fine. If you deal with bad fans all the time or people being rude to you like he does, like, that, I'm not gonna lie, that man gets more hate than anybody else, and 99% of it is undeserved. I don't know why people are so mean to him and always telling him that he's, like, falling off and shit. I don't get it. I don't get it. But at the same time, like, Mark has the same shit going on. Like, a lot of the time, people will talk shit about him and say mean stuff, but he always seems pretty composed for the most part. You don't, like, you'll see him crash out sometimes, but it's rarely over that. Most of his crash outs are over games and other, like, juvenile stuff that it's like, okay, he's not being a degenerate or a nuisance to society. But the last thing I want to talk about here is just, like, the impact that Markiplier has had on my childhood. Like, this man genuinely inspired me to, like, try to do what I'm doing now. I know what I'm doing isn't great, and, like, my quality isn't good, and I'm not the most entertaining person, but, like, he still makes me want to sit down and talk into this microphone and upload these stupid videos because it's what I always wanted to do. I watched him do it and it was like, man, that's so cool. I want to be like Markiplier someday. And it's like, yeah, I'm never going to be Markiplier. I'm never going to have millions of subs. I'm never going to, like, do all this crazy shit. But in a way, it's kind of nice to feel like I'm doing it. Like, if I think back and it's like, if 10-year-old me who was pretending to do commentary Minecraft videos on my dad's laptop could see what I was doing now, could see my setup and this nice microphone that I have, like, he would lose his shit. He would be so proud just to even, like, be able to do this. He didn't even know that you can make money from it. When I was a kid, I just wanted to do this for the love of the game. And I think that's what I think that's what a lot of people miss. And that's what I'm really trying to find in doing this. Like, I'm here to do it because it's always what I wanted to do. But yeah, so to wrap things up, basically what I wanted to get across in this video is, like, why I think Markiplier is the best content creator of our generation, or of all time, I'd say, is just, I feel like he stayed true to what it is that he wanted to create. That is the main thing that I'll stand by, is that man, no matter, like, what he wanted to do, he always created what it was he wanted to do. And not only that, he didn't half-ass it. Like, he's had a couple things, I'm sure, that he wasn't happy with the final product, but it always felt like he gave his all. You look back at, like, his bigger projects from when he first started, like Heist with Markiplier, In Space with Markiplier, all the way up to his brand new movie that he's making. It's like, the dude is passionate, and he's passionate for content creation, and that is a dude who's, like, he was destined to do big things in this atmosphere because you can tell it's what he loves to do, and you can tell he puts his all into it. And I respect it, and I love it so much more than 99% of what other content creators do. But yeah, I think that about wraps up what I have to say, so we'll see ya.